Welcome to the T Alchemy Show, and I wanted to talk about getting together an affirmation playlist. Where I'm an affirmation girly, I really believe how you start your day sets the tone. How your morning and how you wake up sets your tone for the rest of the day, and it kind of, to me, it makes sense. I heard it somewhere a long time ago when my daughter was a child, and I could see if I got on her in the morning and like get her hurry up or like anything, if I just kind of got her in a bad mood in the morning, she didn't have a great day at school. So I started to model that in my life as well. I try to make my morning as easy, as efficient as possible, so I try not to have any hiccups. I like to get to work early so I can sit down and have a coffee. I can see if there's going to be any hiccups at work, and it sets the tone for me having a good day. And then I make a video. Usually my video is very positive. Sometimes I come out swinging. Sometimes I'm like, today's violence. But normally 100% of the time, 90% of the time, I have a great day. And I think I need to get together an affirmation playlist. We can have Miley Cyrus, I Can Buy Myself Flowers. There's this one song, Self-Aware. I don't remember the artist, but it's a banger. I put on Tanner. I forgot I think Tanner is her whole stage name. But Buckle Bunny. It's going to be a whole lot of genres. Maybe Cardi B, All a Bad Bitch Need Is Money. In the morning time, you got to remember, girl, I know you don't want to go to work, but we need that MONEY. So we can, why we need no MONEY? We need that MONEY so we can still look fly. We have to have something. We have to pay bills. We can't be laying in the street somewhere. We can't be refusing homelessness. Also, okay, that's the end of that conversation. I'm making an affirmation playlist. It's going to be my YouTube channel. It's I'm probably going, once I get the songs together, I want to make a video, put the songs up. You can put it together, or you can visit my YouTube channel and you can rock out to the affirmation playlist. But okay, number 2, talking about giving up homelessness. I am not trying to go down this rabbit hole, but I actually may make a commentary video about people refusing not to be homeless. A long time ago, I watched this documentary. It was about this couple in New York, and it was about not just one couple, it was about a couple of people. But they focused in particularly on this couple who, they had an apartment, but they could no longer afford the rent in New York. And this is before Manahi. And they decided that they voluntarily became homeless so they can save up money, pay off their bills, and be able to purchase a home together. They budgeted, because they both had jobs. They kind of put together a budget, figure out how much money they were willing to spend each month, how long it would take, and I think they said it was going to take them like a year or 9 months. It wasn't that long. And they said if everything went right, they should be back housed in less than a year. So then they went to a person that was already homeless, and they were saying how somehow it's easy once you become homeless. You get like lost in the sauce. You start to be like, why should I pay bills? Why should I go to work? I can find all this stuff. I can find all these resources. And it kind of loses its meaning to have a home, because why work so hard? And then there was another person who was just getting off the streets, who was saying that was the hardest time of her life, but it focused heavily on the couple that was volunteering to give up their home. And it checked back in with them after 3 months. After 3 months, the woman was kind of upset, because she said they found a shelter that would take them. They gave their animals to their family, because they explained to their family what's going on. Their family, they didn't want to live off their family. They didn't want to be a drag. They didn't want to have to pay anyone else's bills. They wanted to be able to just save 100% of their money. So she was talking about how it was just difficult, and how there's not men and women shelters, because it has to be family with kids, and that they're 2 single adults. So her husband has to stay on the men's side, and she has to stay on the women's side, and she doesn't feel safe. And just different things that she was struggling with now being unhomed. Then they went another 3 months, 6 months later, and she was talking about how they almost have enough money saved up, but her husband lost his job. And she said it felt like he has given up. How she was like, okay, well, don't worry, we can find another one. But it's hard to find a job when you don't have a mailing address, because that's one thing they need to say. I don't, for tax purposes, they need an address. So they found a place that would take a P.O. box, and it just became so much hassle. Or then they had to pay for this P.O. box, and he started feeling like a burden, because now all their money they're saving, pretty much they were only spending money on food and like necessities that they needed, was going to his P.O. box. And he just kind of started sinking, I guess, in a depression is the best way I can describe it. And she couldn't get him out of it. She didn't know what to say, know what to do. And then it showed up at the end of the 9 months, she was back in an apartment. Like, old chick was grinding. She realized this was probably not the best decision, but she was no longer with her husband. She didn't say that they were filing for divorce. She just said that when it was time to coming off the streets, he couldn't. He got lost in the sauce, just like that guy was saying. It's like, she said it's like he gave up on the things they wanted together and their goals. And when she was trying to, like, hey, this is just a temporary patch, remember, we worked this out. He talked her into this, right? And he just didn't see the point of working. He was like, we have all these resources, we may not have money, but we eat for free, we're living for free, we have free air. And she was like, yeah, but what about when we're not working? Like, don't you miss sitting at home on the couch? Don't you miss just relaxing? Don't you miss whatever? So she ended up getting herself, I don't know if she was putting a down payment on a house, because that was their goal, but she was back in an apartment, or she was back in living in a house situation, and she seemed happy. And she said she would never do that again, and it made her a stronger person. What do you think about these TikTok people? I know my video is getting long, that voluntarily say, I'm going to live in a tent. And we watch that, we consume that, we are consumers, so we eat this up like it's popcorn at the movies. But should we? Because a lot of this is performative. Because once your content becomes being homeless, when you move in the house, people kind of stop watching, which they shouldn't, because, girl, you finally are in a house. Like, why are we stop watching? We need to make sure that you can still live in this house, that you can still pay your bills. But we kind of, in the Victorian era, back in that time in England, they had a thing called slum tourism, and that is what we're doing, but we are not actually physically going there. We're watching it on TV, or we're watching it on our phone. So we're still participating in slum tourism, because you're looking at someone who is in more destitute than you. And you may be living in a 1-bedroom shack, but at least you have air, you have lights, you have a TV, you have a toilet, you have a computer, you have something, because you're watching this on TV. It's giving you a sense of gratification, like, hey, there's at least one person that's doing better than me in the world. But it's still slum tourism, because every view you give them, they're getting money for it. And it's not giving them the incentive to give better. Now, not saying every situation isn't like that, but there's a lot of situations you can watch on TikTok, you can watch on YouTube. These people are making money on the algorithm because everyone wants a piece of slum tourism. Or these people are making huge wish lists, like huge Amazon wish lists, and there are people are getting them everything on these Amazon wish lists. But at the same time, these people are homeless. Where are they putting all this stuff that these people are getting on their wish list? And why don't I have an Amazon wish list to get stuff? Anyways, maybe I need to make an Amazon wish list and see if people actually buy it. Have you thought about that? Have you, like, around Christmas time, just make an Amazon wish list, be popular, let everyone know you have an Amazon wish list, and see if they actually buy that stuff? Because strangers helping strangers is another thing. It's kind of a form of volunteering. And yeah, you may be doing some slum tourism by watching it, but hey, on her wish list, she wants a crock pot. I'm going to buy her this crock pot. It makes me feel good to help someone who is in lesser need. It's just like volunteering. You may feel bad about yourself, but as soon as you go out and volunteer, you feel better about yourself, and you get to do. So it's like volunteering without leaving your house. Like, oh, let me put $5 on her Cash App. Yeah, that makes me feel good. I gave $5 to someone who needs $5, but do they need $5 if they have 1 million followers and they live in a tent? I don't know. You think about it. Thank you. Bye.